Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, massive thank you for the support. So I did say I was going to come back with the issue 76 of the Crafting with Hunkydory, just because I've had that at least a month now, so it's probably only going to be another month until the next one is due. And I kept promising before we heard about my nephew that I was going to come with it, so that's what I'm going to do today. So you do get the lovely mask with it, which is the tartan one. I'm not going to be using that today. And you also get this Matastic Highland Wildlife Deluxe Card Collection, which is gorgeous. The inserts, I believe you have to download online. Pretty sure that's what that says there. Yeah, free insert papers from the website there. And this page must be page 9, 8 and 9. Gives you the which card stocks go with which is really useful. It's something that I struggle with a little bit sometimes, working out which piece goes with what. I'm going to be playing with the cows today, and I had this kit, like I said, had it a while, but I hadn't really looked through it. So you've got the lovely little bits of sea life, you know, the duck, the otter, the what's that called, puffin, and I believe this is like a wren or something like that. And then you've obviously got your Matastic images, and then you've got your that's the one that's foiled. And look at this, Scotty dog. That's, I didn't, you know, when I looked at it first time, I didn't notice that, but look at it, look, that looks just like my little Pippin used to. So you've got your sort of more household pets here, apart from the owl, of course. And you've got this beautiful tartan, little rabbit, and then you've got your sort of wildlife, your beautiful stag, perfect for your mail cards, squirrel, hedgehog, or hedge pigs as I call them. You've got your stag with your little ferns all embossed there beautifully, and the squirrel with a sort of wood effect there, that would look nice embossed. And then you have these papers, Matastic papers. Turn that around the other way so you can see. So you've got the brown, the green, the pink and the blue, and of course they're double-sided with the tartans on the back. So I'm going to need that one and those, and I can pop that out of my way for now. So let's just pop that to the side. I am going to be sticking with two 6x6 cards, so I'm going to be starting with 6x12 cardstock on both of them. I thought, I'm still sort of getting back into it, just want to keep it nice and easy for myself. So the first card is going to be a normal little square tent fold that I like so much. So we're just going to score this 6x12 at the 6 inches, and get that little burnish down, and I'll go over that with this other Mum's little I think somebody said it was a porcelain folder, bone folder, so that might help if I did the score line, mightn't it? There we go. So you can see it just really gives that a really good squish down, which is really lovely. So there's the base of our card. I'm going to bring in the trimmer, and just got a little bit stuck there. So I've got one of my 6x6 Miri mats, and I'm going to start for the outside one, taking 2 notches off each side, and then that should fit quite nicely onto there, and it does. And then if I come to the foiled cardstock, and I'm going to cut this down. I believe I need to cut along the white lines. Let me just double check that. So yeah, so if I cut along the white lines, we should be able to use a little bit as we don't need it. So, and I'm hoping to pretty much, although I'm going to be using some of that paper, both cards should come out of this cardstock. Okay, So for the backing piece, we want to be 4 notches under the 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be taking that down to brown. So let's go. Let's just there. So I'm just trying to make it the same each side, more or less. So I've got a slightly thicker sort of border at the bottom there, but that's pretty much even. And we've still got that bit of gold foiling in there as well. So that hopefully should fit quite nicely onto our gold mat. And if I put it straight, it will do. It's difficult to see with that gold foiling. And then I'm going to take this one here, and actually I need my ruler again and the actual topper itself. So I'm not going to be using this square frame because the frame itself is really large. I think it's about 5.5 if I remember rightly. Let's have a look. So it would really need, if I was going to be using it, yeah, so about 5.5. So if I was using that on a card, I would need to be going to maybe 7 or 8 inch card. And then I just want to check the size on this one. This is 4.5 and 2 notches. So 4.5 and 2 notches, and I'm going to go to 4.5. I'm going to go to 2 notches under the 5. Let's see what that looks like. And if I want to take that a little smaller, I still can. So let's just pop that down. Where's my topper gone? I've just buried it. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's going to be perfect. Okay. And then actually one other thing before I pop that away. So one of these, if I get myself some tape, I want to take this a little bit smaller. So do I want the brown? Do I want the leaves? I think it would be nice to keep the leaves. So I'm going to line that up at the bottom. Actually, let's line it up along that line there. It's going to make it nice and easy to cut. So I'm not quite sure how wide this is at the moment, but and I do put this on there just to keep it straight because it's hot, you know, you can't get your arm, and that itself is a border in itself. But this has turned out to be 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to be using that a little bit later in this card. Do I want to cut some more gold mirri now? I think I may well do. Let me grab, so I've got a piece here from I found from upstairs. So rather than waste that, let's cut that at 1 inch. Line that on top and see whether that is okay. A little wider than I want. Let me just get rid of that. So let's just go. Just want to take 2 notches off, I think. So I'm just lining it up with the markings on this side. So I'm quite lucky in that my trimmer has markings both sides. So I'm just going to take that little piece off. And this piece you can save as well. Oh, excuse me. And hopefully I've not taken too much off. No, I've just got that really fine gold border on there. So that is perfect for what I want. Or better for what I want at least. Okay, so let's assemble some of this up. So the glues, as usual, I'm using my Cloud all-purpose glue in this one. I have topped it up today, and in this one I'm using the Cloud tacky glue, which I keep meaning to reorder. Sorry, there's just a little bit of glue on the nib there. I just want to get rid of that. So let's make sure I've got my card the right way, and on the mirror card, just coming in with a very fine layer of glue, and that's the beauty of that applicator, which I got from, I don't know whether it was Temu or AliExpress, but it just delivers a really lovely thin line of the glue. And then the tacky glue that I put on the edges is just to make sure that those edges stick down, because I'm a little bit weird about the edges of cards sticking up. Sometimes you want it, I have to be honest, sometimes you do want that little bit sticking up, because it's, you know, sort of a distressed look that you're going for, but I pretty much don't do that very often, so you know, that's why I am looking for that to be, I think we're going to go that way around, yeah. So again, just a little bit in these corners, and it is just a little light touch. And then again, my all-purpose glue, trying not to go too near the edges, because it can take the shine off your mirror card if it squidges out the corners. Now, because we've got that little bit of gold on this, just messing with my eyes a little bit. But I think we are about there, so that's looking pretty nice just as it is. Now for the edges of this, just to match, I've got this woodware punch, that's what it's called, and this cuts out the corners, so it should match this design here. It may not match the exact angle, as you can see it's a slightly smaller angle, but it's going to fit in with the theme of my card. Okay, let's have a look. I don't know whether I want a gold mat for that as well. I think I do. Let me just grab my trimmer again. And I think we did that 2 notches under the 5, so I should be able to just go, and I hate cutting it down, but just for quickness, rather than going and get a piece of A4, I can always use those for borders. Let's just check. It should fit on there quite nicely. Yeah, lovely narrow border. And I'm just going to chop the edges out on that one as well, just so that we all match in. And I know Hunkydory do some punches. I'm sure they've got a punch that does this. May even match the exact angle of their toppers, so it might be worth checking to see. Okay, so that is looking nice. So let's just pop this one out. Oh, that took some doing. And I've done quite a few collections with the cow in lately, so I'm really liking that. Okay, so this is the Matastic paper. So I am using the just hidden it. So I am using the all-purpose glue, but I'm just going to put some. This is a Crafter's Companion dotty tape pen instead in the corners. If you've got the Hunkydory one, that will do exactly the same thing. And this means I can still just quite float it into position with that all-purpose glue. And then when I pop that down, those dots are going to hold that there. I'm just going to give that a really good press down. Okay, so now I think that should look, yes, that looks a little better on there now. Okay, so this one, I think I'm going to go flat. So I have set myself a little challenge to make 500 cards. I haven't given myself a time scale to do it, but I am hoping I will be able to do it within 2 years. And the reason why I say 2 years is because I was thinking sort of 5 cards a day. If I did 5 cards a day, no, I was working it out, but I thought 2 years is a perfectly sort of good time scale. And I decided I was going to do them for a charity in Harrogate called the Ostrich Foundation, and what they do is they let's put that down. They go into schools, and I think they go to some sort of nightclubs as well, and they talk to young people about suicide, sort of trying to make basically one of the many groups that are trying to make us a suicide less world, really. It seems like a big challenge, but they're hoping by going in and talking to people earlier that possibly they can catch people before it gets too bad, and make people aware of the help that's out there. So I thought I would do them for them. I don't know if they will take the cards, but I thought I might do a Just Giving page as well, so we'll see. I haven't set that up yet. I have started with making cards and things, and it's a great way to get my stash all used up, and also create some revenue for a great charity that's dealing with people in my nephew's community where he was in Harrogate. Sorry, super thirsty. Right, so originally when I planned this, I was going to put this underneath, and I've forgotten, so I don't know if I'm going to use it now, but I may use it somewhere else because it's a pretty generic piece. With the leaves and things, it could go anywhere, but let's just see if we want to tie it in anywhere. I think it might detract a bit. Yeah, I'll leave it off. Okay, so I think, let's see, do I want to go with the frame being higher or with the topper? I think I'm going to go with the frame being a little higher. So I've got some 2mm foam pads here, and these are the strips. And this is the thinner side, I think. Yeah, so I was thinking, because obviously with it being Harrogate, it's quite a distance, but my sister is planning up going up that way, because obviously she's become super friendly with most of his friends there that he's known for years there, and she's also arranging for a memorial bench to go there. So she is going to be going up that way. So if they wanted the cards to sell, that is going to be opportunities for me to get them up to them without too much hassle, because my sister could just drop them off, or drop them off to somebody up there who might be able to pass them on, with them being local and stuff. And I thought, well, if I do like a Just Giving page and the cards, if they sold the cards and got £1 each, that's 500 quid, isn't it, for the charity. So if they wanted to try for more, they can do, but yeah, that's what I've been thinking about, sort of trying to find something to get involved in, get behind, just to give me a bit of an impetus to move forward again, because it's just, it's hard, isn't it, when you keep going and you keep getting sort of knockbacks in life, and you have to just kind of try and find something to keep you going forward. So yeah, so that's what I thought I would do, try and raise some money for a group in that area. And I did like the sound of what they would do, and I thought it might be, if my nephew never ever talked about suicide with anyone, but if he had been talked to at an earlier age, who knows whether the outcome would have been any different. Obviously mental health is a lot of people have had problems since lockdown, and I think his particularly was due to my mum going. He was, I mean, she was always the person in his corner. I mean, we were always in his corner, but you know, obviously teenagers have problems with their mums and things. And my mum was always the one that he went to. Okay, so I'm bringing these clear gems back out. That I've been using quite a lot lately. I'm thinking, you know, we could keep this quite masculine, and it needs a sentiment. I'm just reminding myself. Okay, let's see, where do we want these to go? So this is the quite big one. This little kit of self-adhesive ones came out of a Crafter's Companion subscription kit, and I'm only using these because I'm trying to get rid of all these little pieces. There's a little one. These little pieces of ones on, you know, I've got quite a few from the subscription kits that are just on these, you know, little pieces of acetate. So and they're quite messy and they're quite hard to organize, so I thought I would try and use those up. Okay, so let's have a little look. So I don't think I want to put it on his eye. I think that might go a bit right. I'm going to go with 3 along the top, and then we've got our 4, which is going to make our 7. No, why did you go over like that? You were behaving for a moment then. So, have any of you guys been buying from the Christmas sort of trolley dash that's been on? And I think there's the Woodland story. There's a new kit coming out, isn't there, as well? So the only sentiment I think I can use on that one has to be, have a moveless day. Moveless day. Because I can't use it really on anything else. It would look a bit weird with the small topper to have a massive sentiment like that. So let's get it on here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the same foam pad on there, and obviously it will go over that bar, which is going to fit quite nice. Now you could go bigger with this, but obviously just remember you might have to keep some of that border in, so I am going to use some of that border at least on my next card, but I think I only need one side, so I'm just trying to pick this off, and it's being a little stubborn. I'm not quite sure whether it's my nails or being in here. It's not the best craft room in the world, I have to be honest. My cardstock doesn't really like being in here, so I'm only bringing in what I sort of working with cardstock wise. Okay, so let's just pop that across there like so. I think that's about even. Okay, and then that just needs a little insert in. I don't think I'm going to go with anything else. We could go with some glitter, but I'm going to keep it kind of quite masculine, feminine, so it could be either, you know. We've got the pinks on there, it's got the tartans, so that is card number 1. Okay, so I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2 I thought I would do a little stepper card. You know how I like these ones, they're nice, quick and simple and easy. So I'm going to put my cardstock in. Again, it's 6x12, the 300 GSM white cardstock that I get from Paper Cuts. And I'm just moving my edge over to the 1 inch. And then I'm going to pop my blade at 1 inch on there. So you can see mine's got the arrow on. And then I'm taking that down to 7 inches. And then I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we're moving that over to 1 inch. That's still on the 7 there. So I'll take that back down to the 1. Okay, I'll move it out of the way for a minute while I bring in the scoreboard. And we need to score at 1. Just to the cut line, 2, at 6 inches. Where's my ruler gone? I've had 2 today, and then it's a good job I've got loads of them. So I'm just going to pop that, make sure it's flush down there. Just going to pop that onto there, and then I'm going to put gunk on my card. And you can just see that now. So now it's started. So just where the middle is, and I will clear that in a second. And then the 7-inch there. Grab my glue eraser. That really needs to go in the dishwasher next time it goes on. So let's remember that. And then I'm just going to turn it over, do exactly the same. So 1, 2, and 7. Okay. So now let's put that side, otherwise I'm going to be tripping over it with my trimmer. So now when I bring this forward, you can see that one goes up, those 2 go down, and just like gently manoeuvring the paper the way you want it to go. And then once we've got that nice and flat, let's do this one then. So I've just decided to throw that on the floor, do that, and then you can come round, just make sure those are nice and flat too. Okay, so then we've got our little stepper card. It's just with those pieces here, it's just being gentle, and just sort of giving them a gentle squeeze until they're ready to go down into their final position. And once you've got this one down and given it a good score, and these ones, you'll find that these ones at the bottom are a lot happier to go into position. Okay, so that's my simple little 6-inch stepper. And if I bring in the school board, we're going to start with some gold. Let me bring this back in so I can give you measurements. So this piece that I'm doing across here is a 1 inch by 6. So my mat is going to be 2 notches under the 1 and 2 notches under the 6. And that should fit onto there quite nicely. You can do one whole piece and cut things out. It just makes it super hard, even, you know, for me, so I don't do that. These bits again are 1 inch, but the length of them, because they come up a bit, they're actually 1 inch by 5. So I just need 2 pieces that are going to be 2 notches under the 1, 2 notches under the 1, and then they need to be 2 notches under the 5, and 2 notches under the 5. And these little bits here, you can keep them if you've got any little butterfly dies. They're quite cute to cut out. I'm not going to, because I've got loads of scrap of sort of gold, so that should be fitting into there quite nicely, and it does. And then this piece here is, I believe it's 5 by 4. Let me grab the ruler and just double check that. No, let's do the inches because that makes it easier. So that's 4. Yeah, and that's 5. Okay, so I think this piece is going to be too small. So let's just pop that in on my little pile for using elsewhere. And I'm going to go 2 notches under the 5 and 2 notches under the 4. And if you've got an A4 sheet of card, it's probably less wasteful to cut these layers out of that, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's bring back in these pieces that we've got. Oh, not that piece. And I want the little tartan piece. So we've got that one there. And I'm going to start, I think, what is that? That is 6. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece from there, and I want that tartan on it. So I'm going to cut that at 3/4 of an inch, and then that needs to be 5 3/4, and that's going to go quite nicely. Those heathers, I think they're supposed to be and that's going to go quite nicely on there, and that's going to be on the bottom of my card. Now the next piece I'm going to do out of this is going to be this large piece, which was the 5x4. I think, do I want another piece of heather in there? I don't think I do, so I'm going to go at 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Again, you've got nice pieces there that you can use elsewhere, and that's going to fit into my centerpiece there. And then these pieces here, they need to be 3/4 inch. So I'm going to use this tape again. I think I want to take that white line off first of all. So let's just, or shall I leave it on? Yeah, let's leave it on. And we'll just go to the 3/4 inch. Let's do it this way around, I think. So 3/4 inch mark there, and I've got one here, and it looks pretty much like I'm going to hit it there as well. Oops. I'm just putting my tape on because obviously there's no way I can hold that under this bar, so I don't like to leave it to chance, so hopefully it will stay straight if I've done it properly. Again, another piece there that we can use on another card in this kit. I'm just going to check that against that. That should be quite a nice fit, and it is. And I want 2 pieces that are going to be 4 3/4. So I've got 1 and a 4 3/4. It's going to be there. Okay. So pop those bits over there. You never know when they're going to come in because I'm going to be working through the kit. Okay, so here we've got our sort of setup there. So that's going to go there. I think I'll go that way around with the white there. And then we'll have our beautiful horse. Let's bring her in. Sorry, I'm still not being haunted. The door is still a little bit. And then I've got this lovely little thin sentiment here that says "to someone special," and it's got the heather detail on it as well. Okay, so now I just need to go ahead and pop those down. So let's just go the same way I usually do, with same glues. So we can just go ahead and pop these pieces on. I'm not really a fan of stepper cards, I have to be honest. I never liked them before. But I do really like this one. I think it does look quite nice when it's up, and it's super simple, which I think is probably the big thing for me. I really need to find like a nice side stepper, because if I had a nice side stepper template in my you know, in my favorites, that's nice and easy, it might be nice to put those smaller, there they are, the smaller ones, because they're only about, what, not even 2 inches wide, I don't think. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, just over 1.5 inch squares on those, so they are pretty tiny. But if you had a side stepper, hoping that's normal glue, let me just get a little bit of kitchen roll. Yeah, it's the normal glue because it's coming off nicely. Spitting on my card, apologies. Okay, so moving on with the glue, the silver again. Yeah. So I like this kit. There's still quite a bit left on there. There's that big frame, the big thistle frame. And there is there's 2 borders. There's like a heather border, and there's one that says happy birthday, which is you can use on any page on here on this kit. And there's another sentiment that says love from all of us, which is quite cute. I like it when the sentiments are all really usable. You know, sometimes when you get sort of live, laugh, love sort of type sentiments, you know what I mean, there's sometimes a bit harder to make a card that is easy to give, you know. So that's why the sentiment book that they have does come in handy. Although I wish they would do just like a book of birthdays sentiments, you know, different shapes and like in all the sizes and colours, because I always find, I don't know if you're the same, I go through that sentiment book and I can guarantee that the one sentiment I want, or you know, the colour sentiment that I want, has got silver foil in when the kit's got gold. So it's not very straight, is it? There we go, it's a little better. I think it'd be great if they had like a book of birthdays and had a silver version and a gold version, and just like have all the different colours, different types, not so much people, because you've got the people ones in the little book of sentiments, although I suppose they could have a couple of pages maybe, but all the different colours, because there are quite a few colours of the Matastic and the Adorable Scoreable. And then you'd be guaranteed, wouldn't you? You'd know 100% you'd have a birthday sentiment, because let's be honest, that's what most people, oops, that's just turned around in my hand, most people send a card for people's birthdays. You know, you get the other occasions where, you know, somebody's lost somebody, or, you know, a new job, but those are a lot rarer. You know, there are more birthdays in the year than there are anything else. So, and it's nice to sometimes have a sentiment like the live, laugh, love, or, you know, you are more loved than blah, blah, blah. But if you are purely looking to make birthday cards or a card to sell, sometimes it's a little harder to find a birthday sentiment. So, alright, so this is going to go here. We want to go on the wonk. We could go on the wonk, couldn't we? Yeah, I like that on the wonk now. Maybe we could go across like that rather than interrupt that. I don't think we want this. If I did the sentiment on the wonk, it would look like I meant to do it that way. What do you think? And then we could have a couple of gems. Or we could go across like that. Or we could go across like that. So just looking on the screen to see if I like one more. Actually, I really do like that, because it makes it look like I haven't made a mistake. Okay, so I'm going to go with these 2mm ones again. Might as well use those up. I have got the, I think I said last time, I have ordered the 1mm pack, Savers pack, because I do like the 1mm. Actually, I go through stages, and at the moment 1mm is my favourite. I do like the 5. I like those little bricks, as I call them, because sometimes I really do like to see something really popping off the actual card. But yeah, the 1mm at the moment is my current favourite. But I do like to have all like 4 sizes. So I've got a 1 and a 2. I don't think I've got any 3mm of Hunkydory, but I think I have got them in Crafter's Companion ones, which I don't use them very often, but it's nice to have them there. Oops, come on now. Sorry, it's just been a little bit difficult. Come on. Alright, let's just put that down. Let's try doing it on something. There we go. And is there a little bit on there? Yes, there is. And you don't have to take all the backs off. You could just take the backs off, you know, the top and the bottom, and then just leave the others as support. But I'm just one of those people that likes to take them all off. Come on now, what's going on with glue? Glue's dried up, been talking so long. There we go. let me know what you sort of make most of. Do you make mostly birthday cards? This is not unblocking. Come on. Here we go. Let's just give me one blob. Let me go to, I have been, well, while I was making those things, the order of services, I was using some Hunkydory glue, so I'll just pop some of that on, because I have got quite a few of these, like, well, I haven't, well, I have. They were mums, so I always think of them still as mums. But yeah, I was using that quite a lot on the order of services. Right, so let's just pop that on the back there. Shouldn't be able to see any foam pads off the edge, anyway. And then we're going underneath, aren't we? So just not go right to the edge on that side, but it doesn't anyway, so that's fine. There's that. Now we're nearly there, and then we just have to decide what gems, and I think I might go, stay there, your little level. Let's grab the cover glue again. Probably still enough on the nib to pop that on, so that's fine. Yeah, I might go with some gold gems. I think I've got those to hand. I haven't used those for a little while. There we go, so we've got those there, and they are here. So let's just grab a couple out from there. Oh, now I've got to get this to work because I do need that fine nib. Okay, bear with me a second, I'm just going to unstick this glue. Okay, so I've got that sorted. It was just, there was a big blob inside, so for some reason. So I'm just going to grab my picky up tool. So I'm going to go with, there's quite a nice big space here, so I'm going to go with 3 blobs there. And I don't want them to be too big. I think that one will be the biggest. And then we want, I can hear you, over the right way. And then I think there is maybe even, that might be the same size, but we can live with that. But only if they're straight. There we go, I think that's okay. And then if I grab medium, come on, wants to stick to me. That's because I've got a gluey hand from unpicking that. Maybe that one. There we go. So 3. That's going to be 6. So have I got a little tiny one, or a smaller one at least? Come on. There we go. I think that's a little smaller, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to go with just one there and one there, because we've only got the smaller spaces. I'll pop them on there, and then if I just turn that around, and I'm going to lead the eye around the page with these 2. Well, it's not a page, is it? But around the card. You could just go with a random scattering if you prefer. Let's pop that back in before that decides to glue. Try back up again. Pop it into there. Okay, so that I think is perfectly fine. It's a finished card. It's going to stand rather nicely with that horse coming out. Let me bring back in our little cow card that we made from before. Okay, so those are the two that I've made, and this is from the sheet that says Farmyard Friends. Okay, so that's it for today. So next time I'm going to come back with one of the other sheets. I am going to work through the whole kit with this one. Two reasons. One, it's super cute, and the other reason is it's Matte-tastic, which is my absolute favourite. So I do love the Matte-tastic kits, I have to admit, over the Adorable Scorables, and I don't know why, but that's just me. I do love the Matte-tastic. I just think they really always look elegant, and you know, you could come in on this and stamp and emboss with gold, if you've got a nice floral corner, you know, some maybe that matches in with that. You could stamp on the papers and add that in. You know, there's so many options with the Matte-tastic. I just think it's a really beautiful, they're always really beautiful kits to work with. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're all doing okay. I'm doing as well as can be expected, just keeping busy, which is always the best thing for me. But until next time, happy crafting, take care of yourselves, bye bye.